Good morning, dear children. Today we will study the first lesson on EVS, the living world. In the living world, we study on environment. What is environment, children? The things around us is environment. What are the things are around us? The things are around us that are hills, forest, river, falls, streams, honeybee, insects, eagle, snake, soil, light, birds, and so many other things around us make us a wonderful, and together it constitute a environment, and these all things make us to wonder. So what is our environment? Things around us is called the environment. In this environment we see many things, and we shall identify the things as living and non-living things. Okay, children, the things that are existing on this environment is classified into two. They are living beings and non-living beings. Now here some of the components of the environment he given. For birds, balloon, water, mango tree, vehicle and pen. Now these things you must get categorized in two different columns as living and non-living. Birds, are they living or non-living? Birds are the living beings. Balloon, is it a living being or non-living? It is a non-living. Water is a non-living. Mango tree, it is a living. Vehicle, non-living. Pen, non-living. So children, living beings are categorized into two. The things which are surrounded in the environment, they are categorized into two, living and non-living. Now you see, in living beings there are characteristics found in the living beings. What are those characteristics? Living beings made up of cells, living beings respire, living beings eat food, living beings grow, living beings move, living beings excrete, living beings reproduce, living beings respond to stimulus, and living beings have lifespan. Now let us see one by one in detail about the characteristics of the living beings. Now here, living beings made up of cells. Now take for example your house. Your house is constructed by using the several things such as bricks, cement, water, steel, wood, and are arranged in one by one. In order wise it is arranged one by one to give a framework of a house. The same way the body of the living beings also made up of cells. Therefore you see two types of cells in living beings, that is a plant cell and in animal cell. Plant cell is green in color, animal cell is yellow in color. Now you see two types of plant cells. This is the plant cell and this is the animal cell. So living beings made up of cells. Every living beings are made up of cells. In the living beings, there are millions and millions of cells frame a network to form a living organism. The next one we will study, the living beings respire. Living beings respire. All living beings respire. That means they breathe in and they breathe out. To breathe in and breathe out, there is a special organ in every organism. In plants there is a special organ. In animals also there is a special organ. What is that special organ name? The specialized organ is nothing than it is a lungs. Animals respire through lungs. Then now look at the picture of the lungs. Through the lungs animals respire. Now see children, this is the picture of a lung. So in the lung there is a space, and inside the space of the lungs there is a balloon like a structure which take in oxygen and give out carbon dioxide. That happens in animals. Now what about plants? In plants also respire. How do the plants respire, children? Plants respire through stomata, which is present in leaves. It is a small opening present in leaves and it is protected by the guard cell. So did you understand, children? In plant there is a specialized tissue-like a structure that is called stomata. Here you see a leaf. In all the plants, below the leaf you will see this type of a structure, that is a stomata. Stomata has got a tiny pores and which is protected by the guard cells. So in the stoma you will see these type of cells under the microscope. When we see, you will find this type of a structure. Did you understand, children? So plants breathe through stomata, animals breathe through lungs. So the next point, living beings eat food. To do the activities, we continuously do certain types of activity. Yes, children, for example, cutting the trees, carrying the load, hunting. Animals, for example, they hunt, and animals do not stay in one place, they keep on moving. And we children, you also keep on moving, doing some types of activities. So to do those types of activities we need energy. So where do we get this energy? We get this energy by eating the food items produced by the plants. Now, how do plants produce their own food? Plants produce their own food, that is why they are called as autotrophs. Plants are producing their own food. They do not depend on other organism for their food. How do the plants prepare their own food? Plants prepare their own food by undergoing photosynthesis. How do plants undergo photosynthesis? By using the raw materials like water, minerals, salts, and certain types of minerals which is present in the soil. Now you see, for example, look at the picture. This is the picture of a plant, which is the diagram showing the photosynthesis. So plants directly using the sunlight, and it uses the carbon dioxide which is present in the atmosphere, and this chlorophyll pigment which is present in leaves. This chlorophyll pigment present in leaves trap the sunlight and help the plants to produce the food. And what is the food that is produced by the plants? It is nothing than glucose. Okay. So plants produce food, that is glucose, which will store in the body of the plant, and it gives out oxygen for the usage of the other organisms. Yes. Now, so how do plants undergo photosynthesis? Plants produce their own food by making use of sunlight. The process is known as photosynthesis. Now, for example, plants use solar energy, carbon dioxide and air. We already know water, minerals, salts present in the soil. With the help of these components, plants prepare their own food. This process is known as photosynthesis. During this process, plants produce glucose and release carbon dioxide for our use. Apart from this, there are certain types of plants which only depend on other organisms like insects. Example, Drosera and Nephanthus. These plants are called as insectivorous plants. Now, these plants are insectivorous plants. Also, they are called as heterotrophs. Now, food of animals. Now let us see the next topic, the food of animals. Animals do not prepare their own food. So they depend on the plants and other animals for food. Therefore, animals are called as heterotrophs. All animals do not eat the same type of food, do they? No. But based on the food they eat, animals are classified into three characteristics. They are herbivorous animals, carnivorous animals and omnivorous animals. Now what are herbivorous animals? Animals which eat only the grass items. Grass eating animals are called as herbivorous animals. Example, cow, goat, deer, rabbit and so on. Carnivorous animals eat only the flesh of other animals. Example, tiger, lion, and so on. And omnivorous animals eat both herbivorous, grass and the flesh of other animals are called as omnivorous animals. Example, crow, yes, dog, cat, all these animals comes under omnivorous. Now I will recall you children. We have studied about the characteristics of animals. First, what are the first character? Animals are made up of cells. Animals respire, animals eat, prepare their own food. Okay. So for today's class, this much enough. I will continue into the next class.